WRU Executive Director Nigel Walker has resigned his position with immediate effect following the conclusion of a review into the performances of the men's and women's game in Wales for 2024. In a statement, the WRU not only confirmed Walker's exit, but also committed to keeping Warren Gatland in his role as Wales men's head coach, at least until the end of the Six Nations. 2024 has arguably been the worst year for Welsh Rugby in nearly a century, as the men's team won 0 out of 11 test matches, and the women's team performed not much better, whilst being at the centre of yet another sexism scandal. Whilst Exec Director Walker was not the one bearing the brunt for the men's team's failure, his position came under huge amounts of scrutiny thanks to his role in the scandal around the women's team. It was alleged that Nigel Walker played a leading role in the disastrous contract negotiations that played out in the summer. Amongst several accusations of bullying and toxic behaviour in the management of the women's team, Walker is said to have threatened the players with withdrawing them from the WXV2 tournament in 2024 and therefore the World Cup in England if they did not sign the contracts he was offering them within a 3-hour deadline. During the saga, training sessions were cancelled and players' requests such as boot allowances and maternity cover were denied. The details of the negotiations were broken by The Telegraph earlier this autumn and left the WRU leadership embarrassed and reeling, having already had a major turnover in executive leadership for another sexism scandal barely a year earlier. Women's head coach Ioan Cunningham had already left following his involvement in the ordeal, but his men's counterpart Warren Gatland has survived. Gatland's first stint as Wales men's head coach from 2008 to 2019 was the most successful in Welsh history, as they won 4 Six Nations titles and reached 2 World Cup semi-finals, as well as making up the bulk of Lion squads, which Gatland also coached. But in 2024, his legacy has almost been completely destroyed, thanks to winless Six Nations, Summer Tour and Autumn Nations series that have seen Wales plummet to 11th in the world rankings and offer little to zero signs of progress as they took humiliating scorelines from teams that they were beating just a year or so prior. Off the pitch, Gatland has been a PR disaster, with soundbites including saying he would not have returned to Wales if he'd have known the situation was so bad behind the scenes, and picking disgraced second row Corey Hill as Wales captain. Many Welsh fans have been calling for Gatland to go since the end of the Autumn Nations series, but following the WR review, he has been backed until at least the end of the Six Nations. Now, many cynics will speculate that this decision was made not because of performances, but because the WRU cannot afford to pay off Gatland's $600k a year contract. However, judging by quotes from the WRU press release, the review into Gatland's performance has been brutally frank. WRU CEO Abby Tierney said, "I have had a number of very honest conversations with Warren, and I will make no secret of the fact that his position was on the line. He knows the security of his position is directly related to performances of the team, and that this situation will continue to intensify." The WRU say they plan to add more assistance to Warren Gatland's coaching ticket to improve performances and make multiple reference to mindset, mentality and culture of players within the camp needing to change. Gatland is thought to be an old school style coach, whilst his current Wales team is of young men, some of whom would have still been in primary school when Gatland won his first Grand Slam in 2008. Gatland says that he knows now more than ever that he will be judged on results in 2025. The review also apparently involved players' feedback, which Gatland himself describes as honest. Whilst Nigel Walker was also responsible for the men's game in Wales, his departure is likely to do little in the short term to boost performances. However, he is leaving at a vitally important time when the WRU's new strategy is in development, although it was supposed to be delivered already in the summer, but has been delayed more than 6 months. That strategy includes the funding agreement and possibly the ownership structure of the men's regions playing in the URC and the future intentions for the women's franchises playing in the Celtic Challenge. It seems therefore that this is just the latest instalment in the WRU soap opera that is showing no signs of ending anytime soon. Thanks for watching that video. If you did find it informative and you liked it, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you'd like to support the channel, you can get membership for just 99 pence a month. Other than that, I hope everybody enjoys their Christmas break, and I hope that everybody's cat is less grumpy than mine.